Hey quilters, Sarah here from Snugglebug Stitching, and today it is time for our Find It Friday follow-up video. So if you're not familiar with Find It Friday, I show you a quilt and give you a hint about a sort of mistake I made in that quilt. If anybody gets it right, I will offer a pattern for $5. This week our $5 pattern is Forkle-Doodle. A few fun little facts about Forkle-Doodle. I know that it looks like it might be sort of hard, but I promise it's not. It's much easier than it looks. You will probably laugh when you see how it actually goes together. And another fun little fact about Forkle-Doodle is that my little Snugglebug helped me pick the name. And you can read more about that in the pattern. So this week we were looking at this hourglass quilt that I made as a sample for the demo that I did at the Benartex booth back at Quiltcon last month. So the mistake that we're looking for in this one is the sort of mistakes, really more one of them's an inconsistency and the other ones that I just didn't really plan it out that great, were in the binding. Now for this one, the answer I got was that the stitch, and you'll see that when I replay that video, but the stitch, the top stitch I did on the binding was not, the decorative stitch was not completely consistent throughout the binding, and that's not what I was thinking, but that's not the mistake I had in mind. But it's fair statement, so I'm going to go ahead and count that, because Find It Friday rules, if you find a different mistake than I found, as long as I didn't specifically say it's not this, then I will count it. So I will have the link to get Forkle-Doodle for $5 in the description. And just know you can get either the PDF pattern or the paper pattern for $5, but just know that if you get the paper pattern, you will still have to pay the shipping. So let's run that video where I was showing you the binding, and I will show you those mistakes that I had in mind. So we're going to take a close look at the seams. Diagonal seam, vertical seam, and another diagonal seam. So that's my inconsistency. I was in a rush trying to make this quilt in time to take it with me to Quiltcon, and I accidentally joined the ends of the binding with a vertical seam instead of a diagonal seam, and all the other seams in the binding were diagonal. So either one of those, in my opinion, is fine to do it that way, but I just wasn't really thinking what I was doing and didn't make that finishing seam the same as the other seams when I sewed the binding together. So that's my inconsistency. By the time I noticed it, I was not taking that out and redoing it. No one at Quiltcon noticed that, or if they did, they didn't say anything. They were more interested in watching my demo anyway, so it's not a big deal. And then let's take a look at that last diagonal seam again, and that is going to be my failure to plan. So it's not an unsalvageable mistake, but when you have your seam come as close to the corner as I did in that one, It does make it a little harder to get the corners mitered. And like I said, it's not unsalvageable. It's not, you can still work with it. That miter still looks okay. So not a huge deal. Definitely not something that I am going to pick stitches out over, especially if that's one of the last seams that goes around, because I've already finished, close to finished at that point. I'm not taking the whole binding off. So link to the $5 pattern in the description. Thank you for playing, and we'll just see what I do next.